Hey guys, welcome to today's video where I will be talking about the magic and power of real estate investing to create wealth. And I'm going to break it down to you with a very clear example of how I went from $18,000, a nest egg of $18,000 to $400,000. And I'm going to give you the particulars in terms of what I bought and the numbers breakdown and where I bought so you can understand how I created this wealth. So with that being said, let's dive on in. So here, I want to show you this house I bought a long time ago. And this is in California, in this podunk town in called Barstow, California. And if you, for those you don't know it, it's a sleepy little town between, I believe, Las Vegas and Los Angeles in the desert. And this house is nothing special, but it was offered to me at the time as an investment, and I had $18,000 that I wanted to invest. And the particulars of this house is that it's a house built in 1963. As you can see, it's nothing special. It's a ranch house in the desert in Barstow, California, and it's a four-bedroom, two-bath house around a little over 1,400 square feet. And I bought it for $160,000 with $18,000 down. Took out a loan, and as you can see, this is actually quite fixed up right now. But when I bought it, it was actually in worse condition. It had a renter in there, paying I think around $1,200 at the time. So nothing special, right? And but I bought it at a time in the upcycle where real estate prices were rising pretty quickly in California. And I noticed that it was rising, and I owned it only for a couple years. But the long and short of this story is that I bought it for 160 with $18,000 down, held it for like around a year and a half with the renter in place. And I noticed because it was built in 1963, it had a lot of deferred maintenance. And over the months that I owned it, there were issues with fixing the AC and other issues like the window as well. So you could see, I could tell it was breaking down. And I realized I did not want to own this property for the long term, especially it was in a sleepy little town with not a lot of economic activity. So I thought I should sell this property, but I just didn't want to sell it and hold cash. So after about a year and a half of owning it, and I knew that the appreciation was rising, I eventually sold it for $220,000. Okay, so that's a pretty amazing appreciation just for holding it for a couple years or a year and a half. And what happened after that was I netted, I believe, $48,000. So I went from $18,000, and after and holding it for a couple years and then selling it at 220K. So 160K bought and then sold at 220K. I netted after proceeds and agent fees and transfer fees and all that, $48,000. So that was a quite a healthy return. But I didn't want to stop there. I knew that real estate investing was in my blood, and I wanted to parlay that money or push that money into another house. And I was thinking at the time, where should I buy, right? And I went to a place out of state actually. After looking at a lot of housing markets on where I should buy my next house after selling this one, I basically picked Nashville, Tennessee. And it is only through hindsight that I realized it was one of the best decisions I ever made. I understood this because I read the book Big Shifts Ahead. And I highly recommend all you guys out there who are trying to buy houses in growing areas read this book. I have a link down below to it if you want to purchase it off of Amazon. But, anyways, after reading this book, you guys will understand where the future growth cities are. And more than likely, if you do buy a house in these future growth cities, you will do better than any average house buyer, real estate investor, where your appreciation and equity is just going to grow in the future. But with that being said, let's move on and let's see what I bought and why I bought in Nashville, Tennessee, and give you the particulars on that. So this is the house that I bought in Nashville, Tennessee, and it's in the best school district of Nashville. And as you can see, got better curb appeal than the ranch style house I owned in California. So I sold the Barstow house and took those proceeds, $48,000, and bought this house in Nashville. And at the time, this house was about $240,000, right? So as you can see, it's a newer house. It was built in 1997. It's a three-bedroom, two and a half bath house, 1,900 square foot, built in 97. So I realized I wanted to sell an older house because of deferred maintenance, and it would just cost more to upkeep that house in California and parlay that into a newer house. Now, these days, 97 is probably considered an old house in Nashville because they're building so much around there. But at the time, so at the time, this was considered a newer house. And I thought it was the best decision ever. Nashville is growing at a healthy clip, and this house has appreciated to close to $500,000 due to the economic environment there, the jobs being created there, the massive amounts of people who are moving there today and will continue to move so in the future. And it's only through 2020 hindsight that I realized this. I didn't realize it at the time, but I knew during the time when I bought it, Nashville was growing, and that's all I had to go on. So, with that being said, let's just take a look at the inside and show you what that's about. Picture taken on a sunny day, and let's just go through the pictures. Backyard, deck, living room. See, it's just neutral, nice neutral paint, clean house. Nothing really that special. Dated kitchen now, but still looking clean. The fixtures are outdated, the gold fixtures, as you can see, neutral colors. Really nothing that special. What makes this house special is that it's in the best school district of Nashville. And for those beginning real estate investors out there who are wondering what to buy, if you can, try to buy an investment property in the best school district. I know a lot of the times the numbers are far apart because these houses in the best school district are more expensive relative to other lower houses in different neighborhoods. But I wanted to show you that, we saw a picture of the prior house that I bought and sold, and I parlayed that into this new house. And it was really a wise decision. And in my experience of owning this house over the years, it's always rented, it's always desirable. And that's the kind of investment property that you guys want, a highly rentable, new property that people will pay a premium for because it's in the best school district. And with that being said, let's just take a look at the ROI I got, how I went from 18,000 all the way to 400,000. Okay, and I'll explain that on this website with an ROI calculator. So let's just punch in the numbers and see what my return is. So let's do 18,000. That was my initial investment. And I'm going to come up with $400,000 dollars in terms of a return. And how I got that is that it's just basic math. If I were to sell my property today, minus the loan I have on it, which has been paid down over the years, I would pretty much net $400,000. So, with that being said, let's see what the result is, and let's punch that in. So, right here, my gain is $382,000 over the years. That return on investment is over 2,000%. Annualized ROI is around 20, a little over, close to 23%. These numbers right here, this 2,000% ROI, return on investment, does not even account for the cash flow I receive every month on this property. So if I even added that in, these numbers would actually be even higher. So, as you can see, a clear example of the magic of real estate investing and how you can create massive amounts of wealth just doing a few deals in your lifetime. So, that I wanted to show you is the magic of real estate investing. And this is only one house. And for those out there starting out, all you need is one, two, or three houses in these growing areas to create wealth in your life over the years. And I just wanted to show you what I did. It was very simple. It's not rocket science. You buy in these growing areas and you will more than likely do very well. And try to buy the best house in the best neighborhood and make those numbers work. With that being said, guys, I hope you got some value from this example about the power of real estate investing in terms of creating wealth. If you did, please hit that like button, please subscribe, and also check out my other videos where I talk about personal finance and wealth building. And I'll see you on the next one.